Hi, it's Meredith. I'm here with our message for Wednesday, the 28th of August, 2018. We're using Bonefire again for our message today. Our card from the bottom of the deck is, look at that, 10 of Cups. I know, stop the reading, right? Because this is the best card. It's a card about fulfillment, dreams coming true. It's a 10, so we're moving on to a new phase in our life experience, in happiness and joy. We have beautiful sun, rainbow energy here as well. So it's a great start to the reading. Let's see what it connects to. Our first card is Judgment. Weighing our options, considering other options, and having a new opportunity, a fresh start with something. When we see the Judgment card, though, we like to know what it's calling us to and what it's calling us from or calling us out of. So we'll shuffle some cards for that. The Judgment card is, I feel a connection to it in the Seven of Cups, which I refer to as the spoiled for choice card. There can be a lot of detail, a lot to run our fingers through, and more reconciliation and sorting, which is a message that's coming to us through this card from last week. We had that message more than once last week. So there's some sort of reconciliation in the day today on the Judgment card. It's a very powerful card in that it's discerning, or it inspires discernment within us. And we had the Five of Coins yesterday, which was a card about non-conformity. And I feel some of that here as well, mixed with the Seven of Cups. These cards are just calling to me in Judgment. So there can be a lot of detail to sort, something to reconcile. And with that Five of Coins that we saw yesterday, there was the question of why not step into the sanctuary. And one of the potential considerations is that perhaps there's a conformity there or a yes there that disempowers us. And it's something that we've done in the past. We have no wish to repeat it in the now. And so we sit there on that step, which sends the message of, have we left ourselves out in the cold? And in this case, or in the case of the cards yesterday, that was a solid no. We knew that we were in manifestation for the Ace of Cups, and that was worth sitting on the step for. And I feel it carries over into our Ten of Cups today, because here we're starting the reading with beautiful sun energy, a full spectrum of a full spectrum in the rainbow. We have a lot to celebrate, a lot of dreams coming true, a lot of fulfillment here, and the witnessing of our intentions proving themselves out in the Judgment card. So if you're going to bring an energy into the Judgment card, why not bring that 10? I know it's mixed up with a little bit of the 5, and I'm mentioning the Seven of Cups as well, even though those cards are not down on the table that we know of yet. That energy is there. My feeling is that we're being successful with it. Let's not forget that 4 readings in a row we've seen from the Angel Answer deck the Emphatic Success card. So our first card, what are we being called to on Judgment? And we get the Magician. I did just say something about our intentions proving themselves out in manifestation. The Magician is a master manifester, has all the tools of the tarot at his disposal, but he can also be distracting. So we're going to pull one more card here for the Magician, because we like to know what we could be distracted by in this process. What do we have here? Hold on. This is a card from yesterday's reading as well, the Eight of Wands. So there is incoming information, a swift moving energy that we did see in the reading yesterday as well. I think that came from the bottom of the deck, along with the 7 of coins. So one was a slower moving energy. This is a fast moving energy. So in the day today, we could be distracted by swift moving energies or an overload of information incoming to us, and it may feel a bit like a whirlwind. So this is a card to remind us to stay very grounded on our foundation. It's an 8, which is a double 4. That's stability in our foundation. That's where we need to stay. So grounded in our 10 of Cups, because this is our intention, what we're manifesting for here, what we're creating, and what we have on offer to our environment. We have the Magician saying, yeah, sure, I'm right behind you with all the manifestation intention, but do not allow yourself to come ungrounded, get distracted by too much incoming information. This is why I was feeling that 7 of Cups. There could be a lot of information thrown at us today, or a lot of experience thrown at us in the day today, and that can be a lot to sort. So we want to take the discernment of judgment with us and make sure that we are remaining in alignment with what we're intending for on the 10. Now, we also want to know, when we see judgment, what are we being called out of? And we get, ooh, there's a card we haven't seen in a while, the 2 of Swords. There's a couple of different ways to look at this card. This can be a card of indecision, and it is usually related to ourselves and another person, because it's a 2. So there's 2 involved somehow, some way, and or 2 of something involved in the situation. And it feels like having to choose between one thing or another. Now, the arms are crossed over the heart center, and that's a defensive and or protective pose. There is a blindfold, which suggests not seeing the full picture or going within and shutting out the environment, which is where I'm leaning into intuitively on this card. Because we have the Magician and we have the 8, we've got this 10, and it's all in our discernment. So there could be noise, there could be static off this 8. It's a wonderful card to see. It is super stable. There is unity when you see this card. It is an ancient tarot, a marriage card. So it's a unifying force in the day, but it's coming with speed. It's coming quickly. It's coming at us fast. And the message is to stay grounded, not be distracted, right? Stay connected to your intention, your manifestation. However, this too somewhat adds to the distraction, or it aids in your grounding. So the message here is remain stable as possible. Now we're going to go back again to the readings of last week, where we were sorting energies that were somewhat stressful. We had that 3 and that 9 of Swords. Again, they were standout cards for us, but it's a message of stuff that's rising up in the thought process, decisions that have to be made, things to be let go of, and in the day to day, it seems that some of that will come to a head. So we want stability. We want to stand on our strong foundation of joy, happiness, fulfillment, everything you see here, dreams coming true on the 10. And we have to minimize distraction. So if you find yourself in a moment of information overload or feeling a sense of ADD off the 8, however it presents in your day, come back into judgment, the discernment of judgment, and perhaps attempt to shut out some of the static, remain connected to your heart space, maybe even, I would say typically heart wide open, though in some situations this becomes distracting to the environment, and we become the distraction, and then we create static. So I would never recommend closing down the heart center or shrinking one's energy in any way. I would suggest instead Be mindful of how powerfully magnetic you can be and how that can be distracting to a situation. So you really do want to find that middle way on your foundation where you are accommodating to the incoming information and you are in harmony and compassion with the information you provide. All right, let's see what else connects to it. That feels really loaded, by the way. Well, we have another 8, so 3 days in a row, 2 8s in a reading. Who knows what the next card is? Could be another 8. So here we have strength. It's wonderful. Endurance, tenacity, and the core message of this card is maintaining your free-spiritedness. And what I see here in connection to all these other cards is here you're manifesting this 10. This is already blossoming. This is already in the becoming right now. And this is the foundation that we stand on with such stability from these 8s. And that is, it's tremendously powerful. It's not something we want to shrink to make other people feel better. We see that somewhat in the 5 of coins yesterday. We're not going to settle for less, though we do still require some compassion, some grace, and some finesse as we share all of who we are in whatever situations we face. So bring your heart, bring your fire, bring your passion, bring it all, and remain discerning in the giving and receiving, the reciprocity of information and experience within the day today. And at the same time, let's just juggle, right? At the same time, remain in your sense of free-spiritedness. Don't give that away. Do not allow that to be processed out of whatever process you're in over here. This is at the heart of the matter for us today. Next. The star. Beautiful. Okay, now this is the second time this has happened within a week, I believe, of the Magician and the Star appearing in the reading. We've got a lot of major arcana cards on the table as well. 2, 3, 4 of them. So this is big, heavy doings in the day today. The Star is also very connected to the Strength card in Tarot. There's an 8-pointed star here in her third eye, and there are almost always 8 stars on the card in any tarot deck for the Star. This is a card of deep faith in oneself. And as I remind you so often, it comes after the Tower. So there's been a Tower moment, and the Star is representative of how we move on from the Tower moment. And we've moved on from that in a 10 of Cups type of attitude. We've maintained that type of manifestation, becoming, blossoming, as I'm talking about over here. Now, there is something of great significance being settled within us today, but we are not settling for less than what's on that 10. We have the Magician, we have Judgment, we have the Star, and we have the Strength, Endurance, and Tenacity to bring that all together and do it with grace and in a way that doesn't upset the environment we find ourselves in. So come back up for a moment again to the card yesterday, that 5 of coins. The lesson on that card is how we have presented ourselves in a watered down or a dialed down way previously in the past, and how that didn't serve us. That's the conformity that's beyond the door on that card. And that's not something we're willing to do. So show up wholehearted, free-spirited, embracing your 10 of Cups, maintaining your intentions, your manifestations, and stand strong on the foundation that you've built for yourself. And bless everyone around you with the grace of what you have to share. Ooh, that's a big one. You know, I set the deck down over here, and I turned it over. I usually put it face down, but the card that's here, as I'm looking, is the 10 of coins, long-term happiness and fulfillment on this card. The one coming behind that is the 9 of Cups. So now the 9 and the 10. 9 of Cups is referred to as the wish card. but looking at the world through the eyes of love, channeling our intuitive selves in every moment as we speak, as we share, and also keeping an eye on our own selves in the mirror. So we are witnessing ourselves as we go through all of this, and we're feeling really strong, stable, and free with the Strength card here. One more, and then I'm going to stop. We have the Chariot, dynamic movement forward. It's really amazing, and this feels like being ushered down some kind of universal red carpet. That's what I feel on this card today. You don't really have to steer the ship. It's going to steer itself very well, and you're landing in the 10 of coins, the 9 of cups, the 10 of cups, and you're keeping your intention, your deliberate focus is what I'm hearing on the outcome. Fantastic. All right, let's do angel answers. Ask a question if you got one. Okay, so 2 cards just fell out. First is forgiveness. Yeah. I don't ever really go into too much depth or explanation when this card comes out of this deck, because it's quite likely we all know where this needs to go. Yeah. The next one that came out with it is the situation will improve. Undoubtedly here, because look at everything we've just covered. We are in a process of improving a situation or elevating frequency and manifesting our own 10 of Cups situation. Okay. Emphatic no. We rarely see this card, and as I look at it, I think immediately of that 5 of coins from yesterday. No, I'm not settling for less than I've dreamed for. Keep going. I'm going to pull another card. We're having a card bonanza today. I like it. Yeah, perfect. Big happy changes. It's the happy that makes the big changes. Okay. Those are beautiful cards. We are very, very blessed by them today. All right, our affirmation card now from the universe has your back. We have, I am the loving energy of the universe. Yes, you are. Don't ever forget it. It's the perfect reminder to this entire reading. It's a great summary. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Happy Peak of the Week Wednesday. Do like, share, subscribe here on the channel if you're guided. Leave a comment and have a beautiful day. Leave some comments about this little journey over here. It's very interesting. Bye for now. Peace, love, joy, and blessings.